What's up, everybody? It's JT Magnum. Welcome to Niner News. I want to apologize for not doing a Niner News last week. I was really busy with work. It was very hard for me to do it, but I'm doing one this week. And of course, it's the great game. The 49ers beat the Seahawks 19-17. First and foremost, I want to start this video off by if any 49ers are actually watching me do this. Like, I know that I'm not pretty famous or anything like that. I mean, I'm just a nobody. But if anybody from the 49ers is watching this, I want you to please tell your teammates, if you guys make the playoffs, I know you guys are going to make the playoffs. If you have to play Seattle again, which you probably are going to play Seattle again, there's one thing that I did notice in yesterday's game that I just beg and plead with you to please just stop. The personal fouls. I noticed that they're trying their hardest to intimidate you guys, to go in your faces, to just punch you, hit you, kick you, push you, do anything they can to induce you to be able to react to them and push them back so that they can flop and they can get a penalty against you. Please, San Francisco 49ers, if you watch this video, I beg of you, don't let them do it. If you play them again, just walk away. Just make the hit, make the tackle, walk away. If you make a great catch, walk away. Don't say nothing to them. Don't talk to them. Don't do anything until after the game. If you beat them after the game, say what you got to say and leave. That's all I'm saying. Just please, don't get any bad penalties. Don't rack up personal foul penalties. Don't give them any 15 yards whatsoever. Just take it. If they push you, just take it. Just be like, whatever, and just walk away. Just please do that. I know that probably nobody's going to see this from the 49ers, but if you're a fan of the 49ers and you see this video, tweet this at every 49er fan that you can possibly imagine. Just tweet it to them. Tweet it at Niners Nation. Tweet it at anybody that you know of that follows the 49ers and tweets a lot about the 49ers and that 49ers actually follow. So that way, and maybe if one catches this, maybe we can stop that for the playoff game when they do play the Seahawks, because that's one of the biggest things I noticed yesterday. See, and they did it in the first game too, Seattle did. They tried to induce the 49ers into penalties, and it worked twice yesterday with what happening in the Bowman and Whitner. So please, 49ers, if you see this, don't fall for that crap. Don't fall for their crap. Don't let them get any advantage over you any way whatsoever. Just play the game of football and beat them beat them badly, and don't let them beat you by letting them induce you into penalties. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, let's talk about the game. Great win by the 49ers. Great run by Frank Gore at the end to seal it, to basically get us in field goal range to be able to kick that winning field goal, and it was a great all-around game. Now, there was a lot of penalties called, a lot of people griping back and forth about how the refs are bad and Seattle got screwed over. No, they didn't. There were some really good calls against them. The holding in particular, they do a lot of it. They were finally busted for it. It was just good football for me. Good calls for me on that part. Did the Niners get away with some? Yes. The Niners got away with maybe a pass interference I saw, some holding on the offense, which is pretty much every play in the NFL is almost holding, it seems like. But, I mean, unless you have the obvious holds, like there were some obvious holds and things like that, but those should be obviously called. But a lot of people complaining on Seattle's side of, just talking about the penalties in general, and I just thought it was kind of stupid that they're actually now complaining when they call us 40-winers for complaining about penalties from them that they're obviously committing, but they're not getting called for. But now that they're getting called for, they actually get mad. I don't know. I saw Richard Sherman get a little pissed off about penalties, but he was obviously holding. Like, how can you complain about a ref calling you for holding when you're obviously holding? I mean, there was 2 plays where he obviously held. Like, He was holding. He was grabbing. He was ripped. He pretty much raped Anquan Bolden, and Bolden still made the catch. So I mean, I don't know what the big deal was there, but I just thought it was kind of crappy. But he also started off the game by saying that the 49ers was a glorified practice. He didn't. I don't think he congratulated Harbaugh after the game this time, which was kind of strange because he thought it was unsportsmanlike for Harbaugh not to congratulate him after the game when he slapped Harbaugh in the butt when he was running the other way, and Harbaugh turned around and was just like, "What? What was that?" And, I thought it was kind of weird, but yeah, you could see when they lose, Seattle gets a little bit pissed off, but whatever. It just adds to the rivalry. It adds to the rivalry between the fans, and you got to love it. But anyways, let's talk about Crabtree. Crabtree being there is just a big difference in the way you have to defend San Francisco. And Seattle is still a great team. Don't take anything from them. They are still a great team. They're still the best team in the NFL along with Denver. And believe it or not, the 49ers are just right there. I know the Saints in Carolina beat the 49ers, but it was by barely any points, and Crabtree wasn't there. And there was a lot of things happening at the time. And it was also the benefit of the Saints getting a call that beat the 49ers. So I'm not going to even count that victory as a victory, but even though it was. But San Fran's right there. They're 2 losses away from being right there with Seattle. And, they're just as good as Seattle. I don't care if Seattle beat us by 26 at their house when we beat them by 2. It really doesn't matter. It's a victory is a victory. A win is a win, as we say. And it's going to be tough to beat Seattle in Seattle if we have to go back to Seattle. But if there's any team that's built to do it, San Fran can do it. What do I think they actually can? No, because it's really hard to win there. But do I think they have a chance? Yes, I think they have a chance. So, with that being said, what can you do basically? But San Fran did play their hearts out. They played tough, and like I said, when Crabtree's in the game, it makes a difference. You can't just defend 2 receivers in Vernon Davis and Anquan Bolden. You got to defend now Crabtree. You can't just roll your coverage over there to Bolden. And you saw what happened. Bolden had 6 catches for 93 yards. Crabtree had a couple good grabs. And he looked good out there, even though he's not 100%. You can tell he's not 100%, but he's getting there. And you can tell the Niners are just starting to gel. It's starting to come together. They played well, even though they played against a great defense. Seattle has a great defense. And for the Niners to get, at least 19 points out of it, that was good. They could have got another one. They had a missed opportunity when Kaepernick threw the interception towards Crabtree, and he just looked like he underthrew it. Maxwell made a great play on it, and the rest is history. Obviously intercepted it. But good special teams effort. Kasim Osgood with the blocked punt. Just good all-around game for San Fran's defense. Now, you got to remember, San Fran has a top 5 defense as well, and they played like it yesterday. They were determined. They were playing well. And, they're minus Terrell Bryant. I know a lot of people are saying Seattle doesn't have Percy Harvin. They don't have this and that and whatever, and they don't have their corners, but San Fran was missing their starting corner. San Fran was missing their starting left guard. Their left tackle, Joe Staley, was playing hurt, even though he wasn't obviously 100%. He's got a knee sprain. And, but we still managed to gut out a win. So, excuses for both sides. Everybody wants to talk and say all their stuff, but injuries go both ways. Both teams had injuries. Both teams dealt with them. And the Niners came out the victor in this one. So, we'll see what happens down the line. But leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about the game. Let me know what you thought about the penalties. Let me know what you think about refs in general, because refs suck to me this year. And I mean all games. Like, I've seen games that have just been refs so bad it's ridiculous, including the New England one yesterday, where New England got a benefit of a pass interference call to pretty much win that game. It just sickens me to watch refs just dictate games, and I've said it a million times. They need to stop. Like, they need to be critiqued, or they need to have instant replay for the refs, especially in times like that when they're actually, they're jeopardizing a team's chances to go to the playoffs. They're jeopardizing seedings in the playoff picture. They're ruining basically the game of football with just making bad calls when they should be judged themselves. I think there should be replay for the refs after certain times in the games, so that way they can make sure that they get the calls right, because they are just screwing up left and right. So, with that being said, I'm out. Peace out. JT Magnum signing out.